What's up, traders? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're breaking down a stock that the entire AI market is watching right now, AMD. And listen, you and I both know this, whenever the AI sector sneezes, the entire semiconductor market catches a cold. And AMD, it just went through one of those phases, a sharp correction which originally touched almost minus 30% from the highs last week. But right now, that drop has already recovered to about minus 17%. This means two things. Number one, panic selling is slowing down. Number two, someone has started buying the dip. And no, it's not retail. Retail panics. This is institutional behavior. So today I'm breaking down everything you need to know, what exactly caused AMD to fall, why the long term thesis is still rock solid, the competitive advantages, the critical risks, and most important, how to think like a long term investor in this stock. Let's start first. Why AMD fell? Let me keep it raw and simple the way I always do. AMD didn't fall because the company broke down. AMD fell because expectations broke down. Just 7 days ago, the entire AI sector was overheated. Everyone expected AMD, Nvidia, Google, all of them to deliver perfection every quarter. In that environment, even small doubts become big sell offs. Now, let's break down the three actual reasons behind this correction. Reason 1, competition headlines. The semiconductor world is a war zone right now. Three things hit AMD back to back: Google developing its own AI chips, Meta and Amazon also working on in house silicon, and Nvidia tightening its dominance with ecosystem and software. So, when headlines dropped that big clients might diversify suppliers, the market reacted instantly. This wasn't about fundamentals, this was about fear of losing future market share. But here's the truth: even Google or Amazon making chips doesn't kill AMD. Companies don't switch suppliers overnight, and they always need alternatives to Nvidia, which means AMD stays the second strongest AI GPU player on the planet. Reason 2, massive profit taking. AMD had rallied beautifully for months. AI hype was at peak, institutions were sitting on huge unrealized gains. So the moment uncertainty came in, they booked profits. When institutions rotate out, retail traders see a big red candle and panic dump. This creates sharp drops, high volume selling, and no fundamental reason, just sentiment shift. This is exactly what happened here. Reason 3, AI sector sensitivity. Right now, the market is extremely emotional about AI. Anything that hints at slower AI demand, new competition, or any small negative headline causes huge volatility. This entire 17% pullback is not AMD specific, it's sector psychology. Now, let's talk about the real condition of AMD. This is where the story gets interesting because when you look at the business, AMD is actually stronger than ever. Data center growth is the heart of AMD's bull thesis. AMD's data center segment is firing on all cylinders. EPYC CPUs gaining traction, Instinct GPUs expanding in the AI market, strong adoption in high performance computing, increasing orders from enterprise clients, positive forward guidance, robust demand into next quarter. There is no breakdown in AMD's core business. Next, the AI roadmap. AMD is not improvising. Their AI plan is clear, aggressive, structured, multi-year, and backed by heavy R&D investment. They have products in launch stage, development stage, and planning stage. In a market where innovation cycles are getting shorter, AMD's discipline is a huge competitive advantage. Another big advantage is their strategic enterprise clients. AMD isn't just selling chips, they're becoming a strategic partner for huge corporations who want alternatives to Nvidia. Once a big company integrates AMD's hardware and software into their infrastructure, they don't switch easily. These become multi year revenue relationships. And the more companies feel over dependent on Nvidia, the more AMD becomes the natural second choice. This is a powerful long term flywheel. Now, let's talk about risks. I don't sugarcoat anything. Risk 1, Nvidia's dominance. Nvidia is still the king. They have the best GPUs for training, the strongest ecosystem, the best software, and the largest developer base. Anyone competing with Nvidia must execute perfectly. AMD is strong, but Nvidia is still far ahead. This risk always exists. Risk 2, valuation and sector volatility. Semiconductor stocks are the most volatile tech stocks. When hype is high, they go vertical. When doubt appears, they fall harder than the market. AMD's valuation was stretched during the AI hype, so even small negative headlines triggered a fast correction. This volatility will continue. Risk 3, export restrictions and geopolitics. Advanced chips fall under strict export regulations. Any new government rule can reduce AMD's access to certain markets, add supply chain fragility on top, and this becomes a meaningful risk. Now, let's answer the important question: what should investors do? For short term traders, expect volatility, expect fast swings, expect noise, expect fake outs. AMD is near support after a 17% correction. It can bounce, but it can still chop. Short term, move carefully. For medium and long term investors, this is where AMD becomes interesting. The fundamental thesis hasn't changed, the AI roadmap hasn't changed, data center demand hasn't changed, enterprise relationships haven't changed, R and D commitment hasn't changed, only price has changed. And for long term investors, price corrections are opportunities. But don't go all in, accumulate slowly, phase your entries, buy dips over weeks and months. This is how professional investors accumulate. Let me summarize everything clearly. The core business is strong, the long term AI thesis is intact. The drop was sentiment driven, not fundamentally driven. AMD remains a leader in data center CPUs, a rising force in AI GPUs, a preferred alternative to Nvidia, a company with real technology, real clients, and a long ambitious roadmap. The correction from minus 30% panic levels to minus 17% now is simply the market resetting expectations. Nothing more, nothing less. If you understand that, you will stop reacting to noise and start thinking like a long term winner. So that's my breakdown on AMD. If you found value in the clarity and the data, hit the like button. It tells YouTube you want more breakdowns like this. Let me know in the comments, are you accumulating AMD on this dip or waiting for another correction? I'll see you tomorrow with another high quality technical breakdown. Trade smart, stack knowledge, and stay disciplined. Peace.